Mukherjee, if we can talk about a little about the process as far the GT is concerned. No, when we say in the DIPR, when we are the design of the test is such that the content of the briefing, as you mentioned, we have to learn those briefing by rote learning से हमें पूरा रट के आना पड़ता है. Every word has to be the same. The briefing has to be the same. But the briefing is so comprehensive that even if you have no, previous guidance or something, if you follow the briefing properly, you can still do it. So those guys who are coming for the first time, let us say they do not have an exposure or उन्होंने टास्क नहीं देखे ग्राउंड में जाके those various obstacles वगैरह देखे नहीं है, they are going for the first time. They may have taken some online guidance or something they've learned from various other things, but they've physically not done it. Then how is it that you observe these kind of guys who is perhaps keen but he doesn't know it? Let's say we talk about PGT. It has those 4 sets of obstacles, and you progressively increase as per the difficulty level, etc. So how do you see the candidates and observe these people? Somebody who's absolutely new, I'm sure no one can make out कि इसको कुछ भी नहीं पता है. And there are some who are घुटे हुए हैं, उन्होंने पहले भी काफी किया हुआ है, and they're the ones who will take the lead first all the time. So if you like to clarify on this, particularly for those who think कि अगर आपने ये नहीं किया है तो आपका हो नहीं सकता है.
First of all, thank you, sir, for giving that preview. Now, the GTO technique, my dear friends, is all about observing your displayed qualities. In terms of what? First is your abstract thinking. That is your ability to apply, express your concepts, make new plans, etc. Other side, the ability to understand the situation and apply your knowledge to solve it. So there is the abstract part and there is the practical part in every single task. Now, if we look at the overall context and how the group tasking technique is placed, it is purely based on your karma, that is the action part. Whereas the other two techniques, one is looking into your mind, that is mansa, and the interview technique is based on the vachan. That is through your vachan, what is coming out from you, how your mind works. So here we are looking at how your mind works, how your personality is, based on what type of ideas you express, and also how you apply those ideas. So now there are a total of 9 tasks in the GTO technique. But all 9, if we see in the overall level, every single task has its own importance. So it is not that one is of less and one is of more. But at the same time, if you feel that you may not have performed well in one particular task, the system does give you a chance to come up in the next one. So first of all, when you start off with a task in the GTO ground and you are in a task of verbal nature, maybe, you may not have been prominent in the group discussions, but at least you can take part a bit more and express your ideas in the planning exercise. At least you can try and give a lecture which is of value. So then you are naturally showing that you have the ability to speak and give your ideas. First of all, there are other qualities which come out also. So remember, every task is of importance and every task also gives you a chance to bounce back. I'll give you a simple example. If you look at the first 4 tasks, these tasks at the end of which the GTO gets a broad idea of how and where are the qualities in terms of your personality. So, but if we see from your point of view as a candidate, it would be the performers and the non-performers. That is how the group starts getting broken up into. If you see the individual group discussion, you must know that you are here for a discussion, not a debate. First of all, it's not a debate. You're not going to be the only person to speak. Others are also going to have equal chance. They've also come for the SSB. And it's an easy game because here there are no fixed kind of barriers except for the leads which are given in the group discussion. That is all that you have to remember. But when you take part, we are also observing what kind of person you are in terms of your behavior. So you must have your goodwill, you must remain cheerful, and at the same time give ideas. When we look at your ideas, then you tell me, friends, should the idea be just talking something which is frivolous, or should the ideas be related to what the topic was given for and how you are contributing in each task? So now I come to this very important thing for the GTO system is that we are seeing how effective you are in each task. That means whatever was the task given to the group, first of all, how each candidate contributed towards the task. Whether it is a task of verbal nature, that is group discussion, whether it is a task of practical nature like progressive group task. We are looking at your contribution. And while making this contribution, or maybe you don't, we are always observing your behavior. So this is one part. The second is that you are here as a team. So remember, it is the team which is ultimately going to be like the Indian Army is also going to be your team, the organization. So if over here you display your abilities to work with a team, maybe influence them with your ideas, maybe emerge as a leader in that task, you will do well in the armed forces also. But over there with the team, you develop conflicts, you start contradicting somebody, and you show anxious behavior, you're not cheerful, there's no smile on your face, or you withdraw from everyone and you're just a loner. It shows then, tells us about the future. Then how can you be expected to work with the armed forces, the entire organization, where your teams are dynamic, the people are going to change after some time, you have to adjust with people. So all these kind of things start from these tasks, and they are picking up things at the very core level from your personality, which is displayed on that day, at that time. So remember, friends, the GTO technique is all about your displayed qualities, your ideas, how you contribute in each task, how you behave with others, your goodwill towards others, your overall stability in terms of when you face a task, in terms of when you face a group. One of the very prominent questions which comes from candidates is, sir, what do I do if there is a fish market? That's a very very common question these days. The moment I start talking about group discussion, the first question which pops up, and sometimes even I may not even have taught everything about a group discussion, is that, sir, what do we do if there is a fish market? So I have this little question for such people is, why are you not there in the fish market? Why have you got left out at the first place? That means you didn't take initiative and start talking. Second is, a fish market doesn't last long. As long as one type of fish is being sold, there will always be a lot of people going after it. So that means there is a single idea, people discuss, then they keep quiet for a while, then they again pick up. It is that time you got to come in with your short sentences. So never go in for elaborate things, but rather focus on how you're contributing in each task. So this is overall what I wanted to tell, and in the context of the GTO technique, that unless you work, take part, we will not get to know who you are. And unless you contribute, we will not get to know what is the level of your thinking. Unless you behave with others, that means unless you interact with the group, we will not know your behavior. So you have to participate. That is the first mantra for the GT. Second one is you have to contribute in each task. The third one is your behavior. Just remember these things and you're going to be through.
Okay, so I think you've given a very simple but effective mantra. Okay, participate, um, give your ideas, and be active. Now, this is again, I also, keep telling the students who are very anxious कि यार sir हमने किया नहीं है वहाँ पे क्या होगा. So long as you're putting in your chipping in with your ideas, you're participating, and like in a like it's like a team game. You don't win by yourself. It's the entire team which wins, entire team. But your contribution has to be there. So that is something which has been clarified. Now, एक बहुत बड़ा मिथ है कि भाई हिंदी में अगर बोलेंगे तो क्या होगा. तो इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ जीटी, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से ऑन दिस. मतलब कई बार नहीं आते उनको, दे आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्रेस देमसेल्व्स प्रॉपर्ली. सो इफ दे यूज हिंदी on and off, is it okay?
Well, let us look at it from this point of view, that this discussion which is taking place right now and the candidates who come for SSB, some of them, they think that it is the northern states which will work. First of all, the word Hindi itself, matter of surprise that our country has still not adopted a national language. Therefore, it may be Hindi, it may be a local language. If somebody else will say, what will happen if I speak in Bengali, if I speak in Tamil, or if I speak in my Malayalam? Well, it is just like that. That is why you have the whole system in English, because it is the professional language in which is commonly accepted by all. So, friends, the entire SSB is supposed to be and is carried out in English. It's a professional language, and it's a professional language for the armed forces also. So therefore, as far as Hindi is concerned, if you speak in Hindi, there may be a boy who's come from Kerala, a boy who's come from Mizoram, or a boy who's come from Tamil Nadu. He will not understand. But at least we can say that English, you appeared in your exam in English. So we take it that you can also speak in English. Now, if you fall short of words, maybe a few here and there don't matter much. But now we want a team leader, a person who has to influence others with his ideas, a person who has to, first of all, convey the ideas, which is clearly understood by others. Now, if in that only you're hunting for words and you say, what if I use a bit of Hindi? That means your vocabulary is not strong. So the first quality, power of expression, is lost. It is not complete. Now we go for the second part, ability to influence a group. That will also not be complete. So, well, friends, you have to have simple working knowledge of English. As long as you can convey your idea in a language or in a way we can understand, that is good enough. In fact, I'll use the word in the way that we can understand. All right. And of course, when it comes to the groundwork, there your verbal part doesn't come in, but rather your ability to apply your ideas practically, which matter. So in tasks like progressive group task or half group task, command task, group obstacle race, a little bit of mix of Hindi in English or something else which others will understand does not matter much, as long as the action is taking place. But when it comes to tasks of verbal nature, please try and stick to simple, easily understandable English.
Okay, I think very aptly conveyed. Yes, English is the primary language. However, somewhere, if they get stuck once in a while, you can use Hindi phrase or two and revert back to English. That's what the standard briefing is also. Now, एक और myth है जो I would like you to clarify this, because आज की डेट में there's so much of information, misinformation on the YouTube and other thing. अगर आपका बेसिक सीरीज में अच्छा नहीं हुआ है तो आप भूल जाओ कि आपका सिलेक्शन होगा. Something like this. So would you like to clear the air on this?
Well, friends, the first 4 tasks are laid out in such a way they are seeing your ability to be part of a group, amicably be part of a group. And also हम ये देख रहे हैं कि what are the level of your ideas. So the first 4 tasks clearly bring out that if it is a group of 10, how many out of those are the performers in both the fields, verbal as well as task of practical nature. Now, if you say that, sir, I didn't perform in the progressive group task, I did not perform in group discussion. Well, now what do you want me to say? The story is actually kind of over, but it does not, one should not give up. Now you tend to wake up and you speak well in your lecturate. And now you say, I will do well in my command task. But there is a little rider to that. The command task will come to you only if you have shown something. Now, if you have not worked in the progressive group task at all, you don't want to give any ideas in the half group task, or you've not taken the step and been a follower, the GTO, will he take you to a task of some value to elicit your leadership qualities? Or is he going to just, the GTO is definitely not going to let you get embarrassed or he himself get embarrassed by giving you a task where you're just going to not understand it and again remain standing. So he will try to make you feel happy, and therefore you will enjoy your task till the end. But he will also give you a task which doesn't seem to have too much of a value in terms of your selection. So you can say, in a way, that the boat has started sinking. But you must never give up. That is what I say. Because you never know where that light shines out from you. You may wake up a bit later and then learn. So just give it to the GTO, leave it to him. You try to give your best. And now, if I've said this, that you try to give your best, might as well do it right from the beginning. All right. Everyone is there, just like you, at the same level, to take part in the group discussion, to take part in the other tasks. As long as you listen carefully to the briefing of the GTO and apply yourself on ground after that, I do not think anything is there which is going to hold you back.
Absolutely. So I think viewers is something very clear. पहली बात तो इस तरह की शंका आपके दिमाग में होनी नहीं चाहिए. अगर आप interested हो और काम कर रहे हो, right? Then this question should not arise. No, कि मेरा उस टाइम तक अच्छा नहीं हुआ. आपकी नज़र में हो सकता है अच्छा ना हो सकता है जीटीओ की नज़र में आप अच्छा कर रहे हो. या it can be other way around also. But yes, so long as you're at it, interest आप दिखा रहे हो, participation कर रहे हो, then you should not lose hope, and you can win a game on the last ball also, right? You could be somewhere in the borderline. And something here I would like to again emphasize: don't try to become an assessor yourself. Right? So आप अपना काम करो, assessor अपना काम करेगा. So don't try to read too much into how you performed, and let your performance or underperformance in a previous task affect your present task. I think that is something again very very clear. But I say on the lighter side of it, such questions only come from people who are really either not interested, और वो खाली किताबी ज्ञान जो है वो बांटते रहते हैं इधर उधर. I mean that's what it is. Last but not the least, the myth about number of obstacles, individual obstacles that a person has done. और तो मैंने तो केवल 4 obstacle ही कर रहे हैं या 6 obstacle कर रहे हैं, and मेरा कोई chance नहीं है. The other chap has done, he's even repeated some obstacles. So something on that, some clarification.
So many people think that I'll do the obstacles and it is looking at your physical acumen. आपकी physical abilities को देखना है. Well, it has to be there. In fact, better than others. So physical तो होना ही है. तो ये जो question है, पहली बात, जैसे सर ने बोला कि you are one of those who just does 4, 5. Well, then that is a very sorry state of affairs. You are coming, on one hand, you are coming for the armed forces, which is a profession which is physically very demanding. So to give you a feel of that, you have the individual obstacles. Now in individual obstacles, every single task has its own importance. They are trying to elicit या bring out या उनमें से अलग अलग चीजें निकलती है हर टास्क में से, हर ऑब्स्टिकल में से. And overall, we are also looking in such tasks which are of individual nature, your ability to plan and organize and execute the task. कि आपने उस टास्क को किया कैसे, उसमें आपकी सोच कैसी थी. आप बोलोगे सोच कैसी होती है, दौड़ने में और कूदने में कौन सी सोच होती है, पर हर एक टास्क में तो तरीका बताया जा रहा है. उनकी लेआउट तो पूरी हैपजर्ड है ग्राउंड में. तो यू हैव टू प्लान योर मूवमेंट, you have to remember how to do it as per the rules. Then when the GTO is going to say next, when is he going to press the bell and all these blow the whistle and all these kind of things. So just remember this part that we are not looking at your physicals. Physical तो it is the straight first line. उसको तो आपको अच्छा करना ही है. But apart from this, बीच में, if you decide to leave out an obstacle, that means you have avoided it. For example, I will say, if there is an obstacle where we have the tiger lead and you avoid it, that means there has to be a conclusion not only from what you're doing, but also what you have left. So then I will say that why did he leave it? Perhaps he's afraid to climb to a height. Perhaps he's afraid to jump from a platform. Perhaps he doesn't have the ability to reason out and calculate how far ahead he is supposed to jump and climb the rope. So these few things, remember that it is your thinking which is applied at every stage. And so if you are avoiding a task, that means you have thought before it or while approaching it that this thing you cannot do. Your mind is diverting you away from it. And that means you lack courage, first of all. Now remember, GTO is the only technique, more or less, which brings out this aspect of courage in a candidate in a very clear-cut manner. I don't say other techniques don't bring it out. They also do bring it out. But the courage part in the GTO technique is very clearly brought out because वो सामने करके दिखा रहा है या नहीं करके दिखा रहा है candidate. So याद रखना दोस्तों, things like individual obstacles, don't look for excuses कि मैं इतना कर लूं तो भी सिलेक्ट हो जाऊंगा क्या. हम तो पूछेंगे आप इतना कम क्यों कर रहे हो, और आप बोलोगे कि आप जस्ट इतना करके ही ऑफिसर बन सकते हो क्या, तो फिर तो जॉब के लिए नहीं आना है ना. आपको यहाँ पे एंजॉय करने आना है. एडवेंचर चैलेंज कैसे मीट करोगे जब तक ना पूरा खुल के एंजॉय करोगे. तो पूरा खुल के एंजॉय करना है तो पूरे टास्क भी करने है ना. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, that apply your mind at each task. It's not just the brawn, it is the mind which is very, very important.
So well said. Brain and brawn both are important as far as the assessment, particularly in the group testing technique is concerned. So I think we have covered almost everything as far as the technique is concerned. Plus, in general, we talked about this. So it's been very enlightening discussion, I think. So before we wind up, would you like to offer any advice to the aspirants?
Yes, friends, they find queries. It is good. We find that a lot of people are asking questions. That shows that you all are interested in the armed forces. You want to do well. You want to show your best also. A simple advice, friends, just live your life even right now. Enjoy your life. Don't get bogged down with the stresses of what to do next, what not to do next. If you enjoy your life, if you keep your mind happy, you will be a success in life also. So friends, always be cheerful, always be positive, build up on your awareness and look after your health. And more than anything else, must go for a run and a walk and spend time with your friends. Be a happy youth and a bright youth, full of energy, wanting to meet the challenges. And therefore, friends, if you're a boy or a girl who is full of life, full of energy, ready to meet challenges, the armed forces have their doors open and we guys are there to help you. Sir is there, I'm there. We all are there to train you and guide you to do well in the all these kind of tests or tasks, and especially the overall SSB interview.
Okay, so thank you very much, Col.Rabi Mukerjee. It's been taken a long time discussion on almost everything, and thank you very much for the time that you have taken out of your busy schedule. Now, in case candidates are interested to get in touch with you, I'll request you to forward your contact details so that they can be shared. And finally, thank you once again for a wonderful discussion. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, and also thank you for this this wonderful interaction which we've had, and also this chance to speak out and reach out to our youngsters who are the bright future of the nation. Thank you so much again.
Thank
Jai
you.
Hind.
Jai Hind.